What it do, Modified family? We're here for a quick update video. I want to show you some real content, but time has not been on my side. Neither has luck. I have not been faring well when it has come to projects. So let me give you a quick rundown of parts that have come in that I needed to finish my projects. And so hopefully we can make some cool content. So hopefully it's a learning lesson for everybody. So give me 5 on my black hand side and let's go. As you may or may not know, this is my 97 Honda Civic hatchback. It is my baby, it is my daily, and it is B16 swapped. It looks like this. The other day I was heading home and I noticed a loss of power, and then also this thing was running like a lawnmower. It wasn't making a lot of noise, it wasn't knocking, it was just misfiring like crazy, and I had no idea what was wrong. I think the oil ran somewhat low because I believe my cam seal, this one, I think this is leaking because all the oil centralized around here, and I think I did the O-ring on this, and I know my VTEC gasket is not leaking, so that's like the only one of the 3 notorious things that B series are known for doing. So I topped off the oil, checked the coolant, it's only a little bit low, checked the oil, there was no oil in the coolant. So my housemate came out and we deduced by removing some of the spark plug wires while it was running that when we pulled good old number 3 here, nothing happened. There was no change when it was not getting spark. And then we checked the spark plug and it was very carboned up and black. And then we plugged the spark plug in while it was still running, but not in the cylinder, and it was still sparking. And then so we shut it off, hit the kill switch, and tried to crank it with a compression tester, and it was reading 0 just on cylinder number 3. So this is going to be the next project. This head is going to have to come off. I'll get a new head gasket. I have some other heads, and I think I can salvage some of the exhaust valves on that. I'm pretty sure that's all that's wrong with it because it's not having any other issues besides that. So that will of course be for another day. I just got off work. I have to go back to work in a couple hours, and that's probably going to render me just enough time to clean the house and do the dishes because family stuff takes priority over the love of my Honda stuff. This is my heavily modified 1996 Honda Civic hatchback. This is my race car. This is my baby. This is actually what I daily most of the time because it's registered, as is that white one. And so I can be out on the streets with them. So the problem with this one, we did all this work on here. Port matched the new Skunk 2 intake manifold. What else did we do? I got Type R headers for this. A Type R header, no S, sorry. All these different things, internals, dual valve springs on both sides, not just on one side, because B series have them on the VTEC, have dual valve springs on the intake side, but not on the exhaust. So now I have them on both sides. What else we changed? Skunk 2 cams, the carb legal ones, because that's the theme of the bill, is keeping it California legal. Type R pistons, Manley rods, I think it is. My crank fixed because I spun a bearing. Well, when we ran this thing, the oil pressure was low, so we killed it because motors don't work well without oil. So this project has been sitting here. We took off the oil pan. There was some metal shavings in the oil, which is somewhat to be expected because as those cams are getting seated in, but it seemed a little excessive. So we figured out that we were not getting pressure from the oil pump. So that might have been the reason that the bearing spun in the first place, was that my oil pump took a dump. So we rebuilt this whole thing, put that same oil pump back on here. So now it has been up, sitting on jack stands this whole time, not terrorizing the streets of California like I should be. So aside from the head gasket I need for my 97 hatchback, which I'll probably just get locally at O'Reilly's. They're about $82. I was looking online, I found a really cool Nippon one that I was gonna get, but then my housemate counseled me that the quality of the Felpro one seems to be a little bit higher in his opinion, and I do trust his judgment when it comes to auto parts stuff. So there's probably valves in one of these 3. I think that one is a GSR. Those 2 are B16, that's a H motor, and that one's a B16. So one of these will have the parts I need to fix my white car, and then also spare valve cover gasket if that needs to be swapped out, but I think they're still pretty new. But for my race car, one, I had to get this oil pump, and the difference of this is actually the P72-1. There's the part number on that one. This one's a little bit different, has a different lower timing belt cover, but I should have one of those back behind me in the Honda library. And so I just needed the 2 things that came in today, some more red label parts. Well, one of the 2 is, this one's not, but that's all right. That's for the oil pickup. There should be a little O-ring that goes like in the top part right there, and it already came with this one, so this will go on there. So hopefully that'll fix my problem. This will have to replace. Got the good Felpro with a piece of little metal strip in there, very much less likely to leak. And also wanted to replace the main bearings, so I ordered these ACL ones. These are some main bearings that came when I got the crank repaired, resurfaced, like fixed and sent back to me. And these were not the right ones. They're the right size, but the way I'll show you on these ones, the way my crank is set up, not drop those, okay, perfectly. All right, so if you can see that some of these, I think they're called tangs, are in the middle, and some of them are offset to one side. Well, this set, half of them had the tang on one side, then half of them had them on the other side. And that was not how mine was set up. So these are the right ones. Let me see the part number for these. Bam, from ACL. So these bearings will have to go in, and then all these other parts, and then this bad boy should be ready to go. So I did get a little bit of luck at ordering the right bearings. These other bearings came with the car, and then like as I've shown, as this garage gets more cleaned, it doesn't look like it is, but it definitely is. There's definitely more walking room in here, but this wagon will come in, and this bad boy will get running. I want to do more tutorials. I want to show you how all this stuff goes back together. I want to show you how all this stuff comes apart. I just need the time to make it happen, but thank you everyone for watching. I think I got over 100 subscribers, so that's 100 Honda heads that are still keeping the dream alive. This was like all the rage when I was in high school. Now much past that, but I'm not letting the dream die because these are all my favorite things. All right, you guys have a good night, and when you see me again, we'll be taking some stuff apart and getting it fixed so we can get back on the road.